Let's try this again. Everyone out there in YouTube land, hopefully you're doing alright today. It's Mr. Wilson J. Today, I tried to do a live stream of a review of one of my favorite movies. Instantly, just like that, got a copyright strike. So, I'm going to do something else today. What are you going to do? I have no idea yet. But I'm going to check out YouTube and find something to do. Today is Sunday. It's been a pretty good weekend overall. Things have been nice. I dyed my hair. And pretty glad that everything worked out. This is the warning of the strike that I'm supposed to get, allegedly, if I were to do the thing again. I'm not even gonna appeal it. I'm gonna find a different site and I can stream it there. I'll let you know when and if I do find it. Let's see here. It's my channel. I don't want to go to my channel. Let's see. I've been jamming out pretty much all day to Adult Swim bumps, which is pretty neat. You know, got some pretty cool bumps. I don't know. Let's see. I guess. I don't know. I guess. What can I review today? Check out some good news today. Okay, top 10 positive news stories of 2020. Let's check it out, Watch Mojo.
How about something a little more uplifting? Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 positive 2020 news stories that give us hope. For this list, we're looking at some of the most noteworthy uplifting news stories from 2020 so far. These are crazy times we're living in, and the news is rarely a reason to smile. These are the exceptions. Note, however, that we'll only be including verified stories. So, sadly, the news about swans returning to Venice won't be included, as it has been debunked as inaccurate. Number 10. Quarantined dance-alongs and sing-alongs. Of all the countries that have been affected by 2020's pandemic,
That's one of the greatest things I've seen this year. People just dancing and singing and different music being made in their own apartments as they entertain the neighborhood in their own special way. It's very good. It's very good. It gives hope. It gives incitement.
Italy is among those that's had it the worst. But the Italian people, famous for their sense of community and appreciation of the little things, have found a way of staying connected even when in self-isolation. Multiple videos have surfaced of Italian residents joining together to sing songs from their windows. Those with balconies have even come together for social distancing dance parties. And Italy isn't alone. U.S. resident Michelle McCormick has begun organizing them in Boston using social media. In Mallorca, Spain, police officers even did an impromptu performance for residents. Sing-alongs and dance-alongs
That is so nice.
are now popping up all over the world. Number 9. Love that knows no bounds. Imagine being married for 67 years but not being able to see your spouse to celebrate it together. That was the situation an aging resident of Vernon, Connecticut found himself in March of 2020. His wife lives in a nursing home, but because the elderly are considered particularly vulnerable to illness, no one is allowed in or out during the pandemic.
It makes me feel bad because I wanted her down with me.
This has proven especially hard on Bob, who usually visits his wife daily. Refusing to not honor their love, however, Bob made a sign for his wife on their anniversary that he held up outside her nursing home to remind her, and the entire world, just how much he...
See, that comes to show you that love is truly the most powerful gift of all. If you can find it and if you have it, nothing will really be able to keep you two apart, because he's out there and he's celebrating with the love of his life, she isn't physically there. He's still able and willing to give it his all.
Cares.
Could you read my sign?
I've loved you 67 years and still do. Happy anniversary.
His wife Nancy responded in kind by blowing him kisses. Love truly conquers all.
I wouldn't want anybody else.
That's so beautiful.
I don't think she could put up with anybody else if it looked like me.
Number 8. Little free libraries become little free pantries.
Toilet paper, peanut butter, oatmeal, and so much more have now...
Oh, they turned the tiny little libraries into pantries so you can get some food or some soup or some crackers or something else that you may need. That is awesome. We need more of that.
Replace the shelves of books that used to be in this little free library on Cherry Street.
The Little Free Library is a concept that's become popular in recent years, especially with social media helping to spread the idea to more neighborhoods. Essentially, it's a small to mid-sized
They have all types of things like diapers and apple... Why can't I speak? Apple pudding and... That's not right. And all different types of things, just... snack packs and things of that sort, juices.
box installed on a street corner and protected from the elements where people can contribute and borrow books. According to littlefreelibrary.org, there are over 100,000 of these around the world. Responding to the needs of their neighborhood during the pandemic, however, many people have started converting these pint-sized community libraries into community pantries.
It's a movement that's starting to take off. These little free libraries in Sauk Rapids have been transformed into mini food shelves.
The goal is to provide those most in need with food by inviting people to leave what they can spare and take what they need. It sure is amazing how people can come together during times of isolation.
The note on the door says, "Take what you need, save some for others. Donate, help, and spread the love."
Number 7, talk shows keep filming from home. As the epidemic has spread...
That's another thing that's pretty interesting and cool, is a lot of these talk show hosts and different people on talk shows, they were able to film from home. They stream and things of that sort, which is awesome because you get a taste of what their home situation is like, and they're still able to reach the masses. Now, depending on what they're saying when they reach you is one thing or another, but the fact that they're still able to work and continue to push content, it's pretty fascinating.
To become a pandemic, many governments around the globe are calling for all non-essential businesses to close in order to flatten the curve. Those who can work from home have continued to do so, but a television talk show doesn't exactly fit the bill of remote work.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Late Night from my hallway.
Committed to keeping people entertained while quarantined without putting staff at risk, talk show hosts have started hosting home editions of their programs, including Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, and Jimmy Kimmel.
Hello again, Florentini Boppers. It's me, Jimmy, with my nightly update on everything that's not going on.
Jimmy Fallon, for his part, has been interviewing celebrities via video chat, highlighting charities in need, and just generally getting creative. Honestly, with in-person guests like his dog Gary and his kids in the background, this might be better than the real thing.
Be safe, wash your hands, and don't touch your face. See you tomorrow. Whee!
Number 6, celebrities opening their wallets. People across the world are really struggling right now.
Another fascinating thing that's good to see is people that actually have things to give are giving things, and so is celebrities with their finances. Like Eminem, he actually gave, I think it was Henry Ford Hospital, the workers there, he gave them all a portion of his very own signature mom's spaghetti. It's actual spaghetti, which I hear is very good, and he gave them out to the staff and the crew of the Henry Ford Hospital, which is fantastic.
Right now, rent, groceries, utility bills, such basic necessities are becoming increasingly difficult to cover as the work dries up or disappears overnight. Thankfully, those in positions of financial privilege are digging deep into their pockets to help those less fortunate than them. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds donated $1 million to food banks. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos did the same for ventilators and to support women's shelters. Rihanna, Kristen Bell, Lady Gaga, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Brad Paisley are just a few other big names to open their hearts and wallets.
Forget all that. Public gatherings, restaurants, and all those gymnasiums out the window. We stay home.
With the NBA season suspended, various teams and players like Zion Williamson are covering the salaries of arena staff. Truly inspiring. Number 5, TP deliveries. Why is toilet paper seemingly considered the single...
After toilet paper, because I remember back in, when was it, April, March, when everything first broke, I decided to get up and just go for a nice little ride. That's what I usually do. I just get up and I drive for 2 hours, 3 hours at a time. Now we're driving in my curious mind, because we already had toilet paper here at the house. My curious mind was saying, well, let's see if you can go ahead and stock up on more toilet paper. Every single convenience store, dollar store, Walmart, Family Dollar, Dollar General, convenience store at all, no toilet paper. And this is going further west, southwest. None. That was very interesting.
most valuable resource when crisis breaks out? We're not sure. Maybe it has something to do with how vulnerable people feel when they find themselves on the toilet without it. Whatever the reason, people hoarding the TP have caused massive shortages. Thankfully, others have chosen to spread it around instead, specifically to those most in need. 2 young girls in Queensland, Australia, aged just 6 and 4 years old, pooled their pocket money to buy toilet paper and deliver it by wagon to their aging neighbors. Now, if that doesn't just melt your heart, we don't know what will. Number 4, volunteer cards. During a pandemic, people can begin to feel isolated. Those with reduced mobility, those who are vulnerable to getting sick, and those who are already showing cold symptoms are essentially stuck inside their homes. This not only affects their ability to care for themselves.
And for those of you who may be wondering if I got that wrong, no, it's not that. I just drank some apple cider and it went down the home tube, so I'm still working with it, getting it out.
But also takes a mental toll. Thankfully, viral kindness cards, both physical and online, have begun making the rounds in various neighborhoods and communities. These cards help to put people in self-isolation in touch with others who can help them out in various ways, be it with running errands or simply someone to talk to. These are trying times, but it's truly incredible how people are coming together.
He went off shopping for me, got everything but 3 items, and he said, no, I'll continue looking for them. And I just think it's wonderful.
Number 3, online concerts. The music industry is being hit pretty hard.
That's another thing that's fascinating is the concert.
By this health crisis. Given that the revenue from digital streaming is incredibly low, small and mid-range acts tend to make most of their profits from live concerts and physical merch sales. Pivoting in these trying times, musicians of all levels have begun offering live-streamed performances online. For local and smaller acts, you're often invited to make a donation to help them get through the crisis. Viewers get to experience live music and support struggling artists. It's a win-win. Dozens of big-name artists, who are more financially stable, like Chris Martin of Coldplay, Miley Cyrus, and John Legend, are similarly offering free performances, often in support of various charities.
Don't delay, send yours in right away.
Number 2, mass applause for healthcare workers.
Thank you, healthcare workers. Thank you, essential workers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This pandemic is affecting people around the world, but few are being pushed to the limits quite like professionals working in the healthcare industry. While most people are being cautioned to stay at home, practice social distancing, and self-isolate in the case of mild illness, doctors, nurses, and support staff are working overtime to care for those who've been hospitalized. Not only is this exhausting, but they're also putting themselves at serious risk of illness. As a society on lockdown, there are few ways for us to express our gratitude to these brave individuals. But people certainly are. Mass rounds of applause from home have been coordinated online in various cities as a show of thanks. In some places, nightly. It's a small gesture, but one that still means a lot.
That's awesome.
I know it's been a tough year so far, but a lot of these stories give me hope for humanity. And that's the truth. Number 1 is basically just adorable, so let's take a look at some honorable mentions and then we'll see what it is.
Later on during the day, like yesterday, it was just chaotic, and this morning was well managed. Full marks to all words.
This Monday, March 16th at 7:30 p.m., we'll be offering the beginning.
Awesome. Maybe opera fans here.
Of a nightly showing of an HD encore performance from the past.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Penguins take a walking tour of a closed zoo. Like many cultural attractions and public spaces, Chicago's Shedd Aquarium is closed due to health concerns about crowds. In a nice change, however, some of the residents are getting a chance to check out the other exhibits. Employees decided to embrace the silver lining of there being no guests in the building by taking the penguins on a field trip. The various penguins each seem to be drawn to different areas. Monty observed the dolphins, while Wellington, perhaps unsurprisingly, seemed particularly interested in the fish in the Amazon Rising exhibit. 2 other penguins, Edward and Anne, reportedly went for a stroll around the rotunda. Talk about an adorable distraction that can be enjoyed by animals, employees, and viewers at home. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring.
That was awesome. That was a very nice, very fine, fantastic compilation of good things that happened this year in 2020. I really appreciate you all joining me. And I think that's all I have to say. Once again, it's Mr. Wilson J. If you like what you see, like how I made you feel, like what you're thinking about, go ahead and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe and share goodness with all your friends and family. Until we meet again, thank you. Remember, you are awesome.